Good afternoon. Welcome to the Joe Zone. I'll be your host tonight. I got Indiana Shane and Rick with us. Dave, of course, still on leave. We had a guest lined up. I don't know what's going on there, if he can't get connected or what, but perhaps he'll get on and join us here shortly. Because we know, you guys, how much you like watching four old men talk toys better than three. So we're trying to get another one in here so we can get together and talk toys. So anyway, I thought to kick off tonight and kind of throw us out there to Shane and Rick since they're on and give them a minute to think about it. But I'm just curious, and if anybody's watching live, you're welcome to throw in the comments anything you would like to add. I thought we'd start off tonight by talking about maybe just maybe a character, figure, a toy line that you grew up with that you would like to see rebooted or maybe put in the 6-inch scale, or maybe it's a figure that you never got in the O-ring you'd like to see in the O-ring. Just something that you would really like to see updated. Maybe it's a G.I. Joe you'd like to see modernized, or maybe it's just a G.I. Joe you'd like to see the classic version just put in the classified series or something. I know we've talked about this, who we want to see in the classified, but think really hard on maybe something that, like I said, don't have to be G.I. Joe, could be any toy line whatsoever. And so I'll give Shane and Rick a minute to think about it, and I'll go ahead and start it off then. I've actually got three things in mind myself that I would really like to see. Number one, just in any form, whether it be 3 3/4 or whether it be 6-inch, I would really like to see an updated version of the original 1980s Battlestar Galactica. Because man, we haven't seen anything really from Battlestar Galactica in quite a while. I think it would be cool to see 6-inch figures of them, but it don't have to be 6-inch. It could be 3 3/4, just more up to date with all the technology we got now to make them look more realistic or give them more detail. So that would be one of my choices.
I want 6-inch Cylons.
Cylons
from the 1978 original series, not that crap they remade later. Definitely
want to be the original. As much as I like Kate Sackhoff, I still like my original Starbuck. But yeah, I would love to see Battlestar Galactica get a reboot or get some kind of attention. Let's see. I know it'll cost a penny, but I'd love to see Shogun Warriors come back. That's from Shazam. Yeah, Shogun Warriors I think would be very popular. I think it'd be a lot of people. And then Corey said Centurions, which I think actually was it Super 7 that redid the Centurions not long ago?
No, it was another company, but yeah, but they're not called Centurions. They're basically Centurions.
But yeah, that is a cool one.
That would be one for me right there, Centurions.
Yeah. Another one for me would be the Visionaries. I would like to see them done in 6-inch scale. I think them would be cool.
Those were ahead of their time.
Oh yeah, Visionaries. Yeah, I loved it. They were basically. Well, they were 4-inch, I think. They were slightly bigger than G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
And they were basically still the same thing, O-ring and all that. And then my third thing, I really think, you guys remember the Battle Beast? They were about yay big. And they had firewood and water. Sort of like. And actually, I'm wearing my shirt tonight. My rock, paper, scissors. But that was what it was based off of. You could get the same character, but you may rub it and it may have fire. Then you could buy the same character and it could be water. You didn't know what it was going to be. I would love to see those done in a 6-inch scale with a lot of detail. I think those would be really cool. I don't know. I always liked the Battle Beast. I always thought they were kind of neat. And man, those things. I mean, they're small and all, but it's hard to find them with their accessories. I mean, you're talking $30-$40 at the cheapest. For them. But so anyhow, those are my picks. Those are the things that I would really like to see. Of course, I mean, I could make a list a mile long of characters and other things that I'd love to see updated or put in the 6-inch scale. But those three things that come to mind that I've been thinking a lot about. Like, man, those would really be cool. And, so how about it? Rick? What do you think?
Well, to be honest, I had two come right to my head when you said that, and that's two that you mentioned. I've been wanting Cylons since just forever, in 6-inch, and I want them to actually be chromed, not the silver paint. I mean, chrome it. No, I know they can, so stuff, and the Visionaries, man, that magical light. That was awesome. The holograms and stuff. I'd like it in 6-inch, but I don't know how they'd pull off because they had some really cool ships and vehicles and stuff that went with that too, and everything. So, but I tell you what I want to see, and I can even give you a line. I can even give you a title for the whole toy line. We'll call it Collateral Damage. I want 6-inch action figures of police officers, firemen, a family, a burnout car, or something like that. I want something to create a environment for display or toy photography and stuff. And it's like, I cannot believe we don't have just a generic police officer. It's the other. I mean, we got from the Terminator thing. There's been a few things, but I just would like to see that kind of stuff. It's like the base, have a mom with a stroller and a baby and a little kid and a dog, so we can have a dog for Co-Commander to kick, and stuff. And kids that we need a Shane action figure. We get Corey to make Shane action figures so Shane and stuff. So I mean, it's like no one's making that, or it's like, I don't know, when you're playing as a kid and even with doing toy photography, sometimes also I just want a base thug bad guy kind of, the drunk in the bar for Daredevil to beat up, or so it doesn't have to be a major villain, just somebody else, just that regular guy. I mean, maybe not as generic as the old Batman series where they had like Thug 1 and Thug 2, or however they worded it there, where they had little T-shirts and the stuff, but something like that. But yeah, if someone said I'm going to make one of them and it's only need to get one, it's going to go with Battlestar Galactica, the original. And I want them in 6-inch, articulated and actual chrome Cylons. I would army build the devil out of them things. I mean, so, and yeah, I'd have to get me a Starbuck and Apollo. So somebody got to fight those.
I can't for the life of me. I cannot remember Starbuck's real name. He played face on the A.T.M, but I cannot. His name is just vanished from my mind.
That popped in my head when you said that, and then I forgot all about it. Dirk Benedict or something like that.
There you go. Yep.
It reminds me of a food. Eggs Benedict. Yeah, or something like that. All right, what do you got, Shane?
His name is Templeton Peck.
Templeton Peck.
For me, Centurions will be the first one, and all the good things that comes with them, because I love those when I was a kid. Mask, I wouldn't probably want it in a 6-inch because of all the vehicles and everything. So we know how we're going right now with G.I. Joe. We're not getting nothing for those apparently. But I know Super 7 makes Thundercats, but I would really like to see a line that is more affordable than Thundercats in 6-inch scale. Because the what are they called? Super 7. What are they called, Rick?
What's that? Ultimate?
Super 7 Ultimates. Yeah.
Ultimate.
You know, they're what, $35, $45 a piece?
55.
55.
55.
And I would like to see something a little more affordable, you know, $25 range like we're getting with all these other stuff right now.
No, they made one. They had a few years back because I've got the Mum-Ra and the Lino. I think they're Bandai or something. I don't remember who made it.
I understand those.
They could have been made better, but they were affordable, you know.
Yeah.
So
I like to see them see something better like that, you know.
Yeah, I got a Lino, probably the one you're talking about, because it was when the new cartoon come out and they made the new ones, but they made a Lino, I think, and Mum-Ra that looked like the classics,
the vintage, yeah.
But I can't remember what LJN.
I don't even remember.
I don't remember neither. I can't remember who put those out.
The articulation and stuff was kind of rough. It kind of reminds you of the old Toy Biz, how their joints and stuff were. So I just,
yeah. Yeah, it was kind of plain too. It wasn't just like a basic, you know. It didn't have a lot of detail to it.
No.
I mean, but yeah, the Thundercats. Thundercats were pretty good. I mean, you got the Masterverse with the Master Universe, the Masterverse, so it could do a Thunderverse with the different, you know, pick from the different Thundercats, you know. I don't know, but there were quite a few.
Oh, there was a ton of Thundercats, and that's the one I would love to see again. That and Mask, of course, Mask. Mask was amazing.
I've got a whole bunch of Mask figures still, but I ain't got none of the vehicles. I don't know why I still got the figures. No.
Well, even the Mask in the 6-inch scale, because it was mainly based on the mask that they wore, and of course the vehicles, you know, also transformed. But I mean, you could have a 6-inch scale line of just the figures, because it still could have the mask to put on them, but yeah, still when you think of Mask, you always think of the vehicles though, and it's kind of one of those, you know, I don't know.
But I think, you know, Mattel, they own Thundercats, and I think they're sitting on a gold mine, really, if they would just come out with them in 6-inch and make it affordable. I think it's gold mine. And I loved them when I was younger, you know, especially the cartoon. Who didn't like old Lino and the Sword of Omens? And even the second cartoon series they done was pretty decent too. And I know there's a lot of they were maybe 4 or 5-inch figures, maybe 4-inch for that second cartoon they come out with.
I think there were 5.
Young Lino and all them. Yeah.
And you know, I never thought about it at the time till I saw somebody post on Facebook. But when you think about it, when Lino would pull the sword and he would call upon, you know, Thundercats ho, and it would shoot the big red beam in the sky. I never thought about that. He was calling the other cats to with a giant laser pointer.
Yeah.
I mean,
of course.
Yeah, for me, look at that. We've got Battle Beast. Some people, Bionic 6.
Oh yeah, I'd love to see Starcom. I mean, Starcom was always one of my favorites, but I don't know how well they would, because the gimmick on those was the magnets, and I don't know how the magnets with the vehicles with the metal parts, and I don't know if that would really translate well to a 6-inch figure. They would basically just look like normal astronauts. So
I'm trying to think of a line that was out. It had toys, but they were creatures. I remember one was called Decomp and all that stuff, but they were like giant monsters and stuff. And
the Inhumanoids.
Was it Inhumanoids?
Inhumanoids, yeah.
Okay. I remember watching them and Captain Power, which that wouldn't be a bad line to release either.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Captain Power would. Now that would be a good one. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Captain Power would be cool.
Inhumanoids. I thought that was the one that used to come on after Thunder the Barbarian that had the Hanna-Barbarian thing. What was that?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It was it was some kind of oids, but I can't remember what it was.
Was it Sectoids?
No. It was a Hanna-Barbera cartoon. they were like almost prehistoric creatures, and the guy was like Tarzan and all that stuff, and they fought this alien race kind of thing. I thought they were Inhumanoids.
I don't know. Now you got me second guessing myself on that. I'm gonna have to look it up right quick.
I know the
Okay. Now these are Inhumanoids because this was the big bad guy, the main bad guy.
Oh yeah.
He was like this tall, I think. I mean, it was a big.
Yeah, they were big. That.
Metlar was his name. Yeah, and you got the. So that was like some of the.
I think it was the Herculoids.
Herculoids. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Then you had the humans that had the big bulky suits with the small heads. The humans kind of looked weird, but the monsters was what made it so great.
Wasn't the Herculoids like the little blob things?
Yeah, it had the blob, and that thing looked like a rhinoceros that shot things out the.
I remember that.
Yeah. I used to love watching it and Thundar the Barbarian, which would be some more figures I'd like.
Oh yeah.
But I've got the ones I know came out like that. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Of course, if we did, they did release them. All we do is have a whole bunch of people complain about them. So it'd be something else to give people meaning in their life to go online and complain. So,
it kind of, I don't know. Maybe I'm to the point where I just find this stuff funny now. But I keep seeing these posts about a lot of people getting cover girls with the lower torso being upside down, and they're showing the back. So you got a big gap in the back. I'm like, leave the coat on. Nobody will ever know. I mean, what's the big deal? I mean, she's not. You ain't gonna have her with coated sleeves and then a shirt. I mean, keep the coat on. I mean, why would you be taking the coat off?
Because they need something to complain about. They are looking for it. They just
have to have something.
Yeah. But yeah, some of the stuff, like I said, it's just to me, it's just gotten funny over time. I just it's just like. So I get on there. It's more entertainment for me now than it is anything.
Like the other day in our chat, I sent y'all a picture of the Indiana Jones that hat was on backwards. So I guess that'd be a pain in the butt to open it up and the hat's backwards. So at first I looked at it, I'm going, no one's that stupid to just not turn the hat around. I'm going, wait a minute. That hat's not removable on that figure. I don't have that figure yet because the one particular figure that came to my area, Shane got. So
it wasn't me.
Mm-hmm. So and it's like, so I know that people have been complaining about stuff, but to me, Hasbro want to make sure that hat's set right and look right. And hats on the hair, they never look right. You can tell it's a plastic hat sitting on top of a plastic head, everything else. So besides, they're fixing to give us some heads without a hat, so you can just change it and swap it over and do all that kind of stuff and make your own little world as you please. But of course, I do understand the gripe that they've gone up on prices, and actually they're giving us less product in the package and stuff. And another head would be nice. Some different, just something.
I really did find it funny. I've been there looking. I see that Wicket, that 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi, the Black Series Wicket on the retro card, and I'm sitting there. So they put him it was like 3 arrows and a bow, but they put him right above his head and spread them out to make it look like the package is full.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there thinking the figure's this big, and you're selling it for a 6-inch figure. I mean, put him with Princess Leia because the Princess Leia with the poncho is kind of a small figure too. Yeah. Put them in there as a 2-pack and charge the same price for because charge $32. Throw in an extra $6 to get Wicked if need
That's
be.
Kind of like we were talking the other day, John, about half round.
Yeah,
he actually had cloth clothing. I said, well, they had to make up with the half a figure we got. Because I mean, he is this tall. He's 3 inches tall compared to the 6 inches.
Well, I got to admit, I'll gladly buy that figure when I see it.
Oh, ain't no.
I'm waiting for them. You know.
I know the more of these figures I see, because making it harder and harder not to buy them. Because I just don't have nowhere to put them, and I just don't. But yeah, it's getting harder and harder. Of course, I don't have to worry about Indiana Jones because I can't never find him. So you know.
You ain't lying.
Well, all right. Hey, that was fun. So I think we talked earlier about just maybe looking at our finds for the last few weeks because last week was Easter, so we didn't do the show last week. Kind of give everybody a break. Hope everybody had a good Easter and enjoyed spending time with their families and all that. And yeah, I got a few things here I picked up. Hadn't picked up a whole lot, but I don't know when it. Shane, you the great toy hunter. Why don't you start this off and show us what you found those last few weeks?
All right.
Yeah, Indy, show us your Indy.
I ain't got no indies. I got picked up 2 Crimson Wards this last week. Everybody knows they're $17 at Walmart, and I mean these are going to be custom twins, Tomax and Zaymont twins in the Crimson Guard outfits. I got those, and I got a Python Patrol Viper and a Python Patrol Bat for $6.50 a piece, which I about flipped out when I saw them for that. Probably the cheapest I've seen them so far. And those are just some commons. And something new that's just now hitting the shelves, I got the Sorceress from the Masterverse.
Oh yeah.
And she is pretty. She's a really good looking figure. They had a Shadow Weaver also there, but I'm being an inbox guy. The boxes were just destroyed on them, and I had to pass on them.
Can you, hey Shane?
They're still there. Hook me up.
Yeah.
Okay, I will.
Rick, could you swap it out and make his screen bigger so we can see that a little? Cause I hadn't seen the Sorceress yet. I'd like to see. Okay, yeah.
And it's really good looking figure. And in this wave, it's got a pig head, Shadow Weaver, and Manny Faces, which they didn't have a Manny Faces.
Okay.
But I got Corey one because he told me first if I see one, get one. I gotta have it. So I picked this one up and got him one also. And guys, I'll be on the lookout for everybody that wants them. But it's really cool looking figure. I do like it.
Yeah.
And my only problem is keeping these in the box. But then I picked up this also. I said I was going to stop with Indy, but apparently I'm not. And I'm going to
She's a good fig.
I'm going to unbox this one right now. We had someone that said they would like to see some unboxing, so I figured why not? Let me just open her up. I've already removed the tape, so it wouldn't take me forever to do that. So let's do this. I'm sure people's already unboxed it and done their little chit chats about it. But as you can see, it comes in no plastic. Even the packages are paper. And that is her. Pretty tight. Yeah, pretty tight joints. Like I'm afraid I'm gonna break that arm off. It finally bent. Yep, they're tight. You're gonna need some working with these. But her feet kind of look like they swivel too. Yeah, they do. They rotate and everything. You guys see that?
Yeah. See, Corey asked where you found her at.
None of your business, Corey. Now, this is the last one hanging in Decatur at Target. Hope Rick don't get mad at me for this one. But I think he might already have her. All right, so that's the figure. Now let's move on to the accessories here.
That little monkey's awesome.
Which it comes like I said, in paper. Man, that's pretty awesome. Didn't ever really pay attention to that, but it's kind of like a map.
Oh, okay.
You guys see that?
Party just started.
Kind of like a map.
Philip.
That's pretty
Hey,
cool.
what's up?
So,
I made it. I was over at my father-in-law. I was helping him out with some stuff, so that's why I'm late.
Okay.
and of course, you get the monkey, the little monkey. Let's see what all moves. His front arms move. Tail.
Oh wow! I didn't know the monkey was articulating.
His tail moves. And put him upside down, hang him off somebody's head. His head moves.
Is that the monkey that comes with Marion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta. His head moves pretty dang good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty awesome. Arm like rear legs, they stay stationary. Yeah, that's pretty nice right there. Like the tail. You can hang
He's
him
got
up.
like what, three points of articulation?
Oh, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4. It'd be 4 points.
Okay,
Well,
that's not too bad for a sidekick.
for a little low monkey.
Yeah,
The paint apps on is pretty cool too. The
Yeah,
little gold trim and everything.
Yeah, he's got the gold trim around his jacket, and it's even got little gold dots. I don't know if you guys can see that down his back.
Oh yeah.
On the
That's
back
part
of
of
the vest, he's got little gold dots. I mean, little bitty tiny gold dots down to there. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But then she comes with a frying pan.
So that monkey was worth $25, because it comes with a Marion and a frying pan.
Yeah,
Whereas Wicked only comes with a bow and a couple arrows. I mean, come
yeah.
on.
Frying pan to hit Indy with.
no, she actually hits that bandit guy that was chasing after her.
And
I don't
Yeah,
think she
that's
ever
right.
hit him with the frying pan. She punched him.
yeah, that's right.
I did a picture with her. I had her beating up Nazis with it. So
And then it comes with 2 pieces for the arc, an end piece and a side piece. And they snap together just like so. Mm,
yours looks shinier than mine.
it is shiny. But that's Marion there. Come with this, her monkey, and her frying pan. So
Does she come with some plastic eggs to put in the frying pan?
no, unfortunately not. She can't cook. She can drink though.
Oh yeah, we know that. Yeah,
She
we know.
can drink a man under the table.
Oh yeah.
So that's pretty much her.
I haven't opened mine yet. I've got all 5 of them to build the ark. I just haven't opened them yet.
Well, I've only got 2, so the box art is really good also.
Yeah.
This in the
Yeah, it
front.
almost makes you not want to open them.
I like the way they have the figure, but in the side over there you got kind of the picture from the movie, like a
Mhm.
photo. Yeah.
And it's got this is on the side.
That's true.
Corey says you can't afford eggs.
Plastic eggs would make it the $35 figure.
To get the eggs, you'd have to come with a chicken instead of monkey.
Be a $50 chicken.
Yeah. But it's pretty nice figure. I want to see how to get this monkey to stay on her arm. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work.
I watched the video. I watched the YouTube video of guys. A guy opened them, and he was using this Tic Tac or something like that, and he was using it to put on. He put it on the monkey so she could sit on her shoulder, and it would, so it would stay. It was black, like silly put type stuff.
Yeah.
I guess what they call Tic Tac or something like that. But yeah, this guy was using that to help hold the monkey on her shoulder. I guess you could use like a clear rubber band if you had one, because like in the packaging materials you get,
Yeah.
some figures you open, they've got the little rubber bands. You could use one of those to hold it
And
on.
for everybody that would like to know, her waist don't come apart, and it's all nice and it looks really well. Her head will turn all the way around for Exorcism.
That's the Exorcist variant.
Is that Linda Blair? What?
Right.
Break
Yeah.
your head off. But yeah, the paint on these things are really amazing, man. Like,
I'm kind of surprised they didn't make the monkey's tail where it would wrap around her neck and hold the monkey on her shoulder.
yeah,
Yeah, because if I
He's
remember
got
right,
a
in the movie that he did actually wrap his tail around her neck.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, the Marvel Legends Kitty Pryde that come with a Lockheed, he sat on her shoulder and his tail kind of wrapped around to help hold him on there.
okay.
Yeah.
On
And
the
it
box,
actually stayed on pretty good.
let's see if we can replicate what it's doing on the box here. On the box, it has something like this. Okay, I see what it does. Yeah. His front hands kind of fit around the big poopy sleeve on her arm. And he's supposed to just sit on there, something like that. There, that's pretty cool. Yeah, see, Rick's got it.
There you go.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
There it is.
You ought to have a picture of her and Leia duking it out or something. That'd be cool.
We'll sit on there just
fight,
like that.
cat fight.
So that's the unboxing for me and what I got this week. Which I was really excited about the sorceress. I couldn't get it off the shelf quick enough.
How many kids did you knock down to get to it?
About
I was
seven.
just gonna ask that.
About seven. They had to get out the way.
7.
I called Corey while I was there, and I was like, "Hey, man, I know you want her, but they got a sorceress. I want to make sure you want her before I buy her." He's like, "F yeah!" And I'm like, I had him on speakerphone. And I was like, "Corey, down, man.
Language.
I'm in a toy aisle with kids, man."
All 7 of them kids, they know that word probably. So
Yeah. They kind of looked at him and said, "Who are you talking to?" And then a few hours later, there was a shooting at the Walmart I was at that day. So,
oh man,
Wow, somebody got mad because somebody got the last sorceress figure.
Yeah,
I got the last Crimson Guard, and they were mad.
Just trying to find that man that goes around kicking kids.
Yeah.
and dropping his friends in the parking lot too. Doesn't he do that too?
No, Corey falls on his own. You ain't got to trip Corey. I hope you're watching, Corey, because it's your night tonight, buddy. I'm living on you.
Yeah, he's not in here to defend himself. So.
He'll hear it later. He knows that I will not say nothing behind his back that I will not say to his face.
There's a level of trust there, right?
Oh yeah. I gotta know. I give Corey heck, man. My wife yelled at me the other day because I give him so much heck, when I see him or get around him. But it's just fun. I wouldn't rib on you if I didn't like you.
Oh yeah, that's part of it. That's part of it.
I lost my frying pan already. I don't know what I'm doing with it. It's in here somewhere.
Corey said he wasn't there to defend himself.
There ain't nothing about you that scare me, brother.
Well, you done lost the frying pan?
Yeah, I done lost my frying pan.
Uh-oh. Well, you can't cook them expensive eggs.
Yeah, for sure, huh?
Yeah. You have to resort to using a stick to cook your hot dogs with.
All right, how about it, Rick? You want to go next?
I reckon so. Things I got. First, just so I can,
Let's don't talk about anything that may need a shot to take care of.
Well, damn it. Limits me. Maybe you can see the detail on her.
Oh man, it's fantastic.
They did really good. Of course, got the monkey and she's finding Han and carbonite there. So so yeah, they really did I don't think it really looks like the actress myself, but
No, her face isn't right. But I mean, you get the
You
gist of
don't
who
get
she
right
is.
up on it. It's really, really close.
but yeah, the figure's good. What else I picked up was this guy
Ah,
for like $22, and I've where everybody's gone. I go talking, everybody runs away. I see what's going on now.
I'm here, man. Dadgummit.
I went to go grab my Marion, so I'm gonna see how good. See if Mike
When
makes
it's
sure
Rick's
everything's in there.
turn, everybody leaves.
I'm
Okay.
here. I'm here.
All right, I'll start playing stripper videos and stuff then to try and get me watching that.
I'm here for real.
But anyways,
Me and John must have had the same idea at the same time.
I picked up the Snake Eyes and Timber at Target, like half off, and I gotta say, this is now my favorite Snake Eyes figure.
No.
That Shemog I can throw in the garbage. That's just freaking pointless and a bunch of goofy tactics
Isn't
swag.
that the same one that comes with Striker?
Yeah, same one. It's like in Stalker didn't need a Smog and neither does Snake Eyes, but you know it's tactical, so that's what everybody wants to be.
I think I'm gonna buy me one.
But the figure, it is to me, it is a redo of the 001, the very first one we got. It comes with the same hands, with a flat hand with a crawling thing and throwing saw and all that kind of stuff. So I like the contrast, different colors in there and stuff. So I ain't shot it yet, pictures, but I'll get it there eventually. Everything. One of the other pickups that I got, one of the guys in the group posted a picture, and I went straight away and got it, was Saul Guerrero.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a cool figure. I like him. He's really
I think it was $8 and stuff. I mean, I was like,
oh wow.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Did you buy it from somebody or?
Huh?
Did you buy it from somebody or did you find it?
Oh, Ollie's. Ollie's.
I went to the Ollie's here in East Gadsden, and I looked around because I saw somebody else had posted on there that they found one for like $10. They didn't have any.
They got them now.
They do got them now.
Yeah.
Okay,
I only seen
the other day.
I only seen one, and of course it jumped right out at me and said, "Take me." I'm like, yes. So and well, actually, he was saying lies, more lies, but so
there's my Marion. I just opened her up. She I don't know if you can tell how good a face she's got and everything, but that's about it's about the same as what Shane got.
Her eyes looks like me after a couple of nights of drinking. No, I'm just kidding, y'all.
Now, when you get talking about figures and stuff, you get accessories, because it's kind of talking accessories, and you want to, is like, sometimes you get them, and after you get them, you still kind of feel cheated. The Dracula coffin set from NECA.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
It's this was gave to me, so Jody, if you're watching, I appreciate this. I didn't buy this because it's $40 for
accessories,
coffin, a spider, a possum, and an armadillo. That's not $40 worth of stuff.
Comes with all those animals?
Yeah, they're little bitty. Yeah.
Huh? Is that like what he's supposed to be eating or something, or just
spider? Comes with a spider.
Yeah, possum.
Man, anything with a possum's worth $40.
And
an armadillo.
Right up here, it's weird to do. Right here, you'll see there's a little bug crawling out of a little coffin thing. It came with that too. So,
that bug was $5.
None of it's worth. Yeah, it's so. But it was a gift, and I'm always extremely thankful for it. And it'd be good for pictures and stuff. And obviously, I'm flattered when people like, I love your pictures. Could you use this for your pictures? And I'm like, well, how many ways can I say yes? Is
that what you originally used to do, Rick, or is that just something that you do like on the side, or is that a hobby? Like I'm sure it's obviously a hobby, but Is it something that you were like looking at doing, maybe professional or something? Or
Oh no, I don't. No. I've worked with Hasbro a couple of times. They've sent me a check, a long list of rules, and an action figure, and I hate when they do that.
Oh, okay.
But they no,
He is a professional.
My main photography is boudoir photography, and then that it pretty much it gets a little burnout. You get a little burnout on it sometimes. And I seen this ex-Marine come out, and he had these figures from Slideshow Collectibles, the Clone Wars. He was doing these pictures that were incredible. And I'm like, I'd like to do that, but I can't afford those pictures. I mean, those figures. And then I saw a guy named David Sword. He was doing about similar pictures with Black Series. And I'm like, I can afford those. So it got me taking pictures and stuff. And then in 2015, Hasbro came out with a contest for a hashtag. And I used the hashtag. And they used 8 of my pictures out of the 12 that was on display at San Diego Comic-Con. And the next year, they used 4 or 5 of my pictures out there, and then they send me toys and stuff. So I'm like, and it's a way of being creative. It's a stress releaser and very therapeutic for me. I mean, I've always collected, but now I literally do buy figures to take pictures of, even though I wouldn't normally buy them, but I know they'd make fun pictures to take and stuff. So
if it's a figure that you don't necessarily care for, but you do pictures of it, but do you keep it, or do you like trade it off to somebody else that might be interested in it? Or
I keep them because I used to trade them off, and something happened, and they'll do a crossover movie or something like that. And I'm going, I used to have a figure that'd been perfect to have done that picture, stuff like that. I'm like, but no, not. I traded it years ago and stuff. So I try to avoid that. Once I get them, I pretty much, I'm that's a hill I'm gonna die on because they're mine. But now I've done things. Hasbro used to send me crazy stuff, and I used to give them away. One Christmas, I got so much stuff from Hasbro, like the little cosplay fake toys and guns and masks and stuff. There was a woman that lived in an apartment complex where I lived, and she was having a struggling time, and a little boy, and he got a whole bunch of Hasbro toys that year.
Oh, okay.
So, and I've done.
Recently sent you a big box, G.I. Joe box. They just recently sent you a big G.I. Joe box, didn't they?
Oh yeah, and I've still got some of that stuff never been opened. I don't. Yeah. I've got a Snake Eyes sword. You can probably see it hanging right behind my head. I mean, it's still a little thing. I don't think I've ever seen one at the store or anything like that. But yeah, I gave the box to John there because he's kind of got a thing for the Baroness, and it was a big cover art of the Baroness and everything. So and I've done that a lot. When they'd send me the Black Series figures, they'd usually be in unique boxes. And I had a friend, Brian, that lives locally. He's probably got one of the largest Star Wars collections I've ever seen. He loved the boxes and stuff that would come in and all that stuff. So, it's good. But Hasbro's recently changed their marketing people. And while I still get emails from them and stuff, and y'all see them in the group, sometimes I'll post them, and that's just me copy and pasting what they send me, and it's usually just pictures of full res images and stuff of what they just announced or going to announce and all that kind of stuff. But it's kind of a pain sometimes too, because they'll send me the to where I can get Hasbro at San Diego Comic-Con. They have a Hasbro breakfast. You can go in, see the products, meet some of the people that design it and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of a select thing, and very few people are allowed in. And for years, I got an invitation and a ticket every year, and I'm like, I can't go. So that's kind of the running joke with a lot of my toy photographer friends is like, Rick's pictures are here, but Rick's never here. So I'm like, nope. There's my picture, big. Way up on the wall.
having a job and everything.
Yeah, it does. You know, and stuff. So, but yeah, it's just it's a good hobby. It has allowed me to meet some interesting people. Like I ain't gonna say no names, but his initials are Shane, and so yeah. But I've made friends all over the world through it, and I'm very thankful for it. But which is my problem now is I'm watching this community turn toxic, and it's really bothering me.
And it bothers me also.
It's
and everywhere I turn, even the people that I had a little bit of respect for, now they're all getting on this bandwagon, hating on. I don't know if you've seen the thumbnail I use, the thing with the Hasbro. Everybody's hating on Hasbro and all that stuff, and they're raising prices and they're doing this and all that. I'm like, well, last time I checked, companies are in business to make money.
Yeah.
And your customer, they make a product. If you don't like that product, don't buy that product.
It's just like TV shows and movies. If you don't like it, don't watch it. I mean, but don't spoil it for everybody else.
And that, but the thing is I've watched a few videos here lately, and people's like trying to, this is your alternative to Hasbro. Let me tell you something. There is no alternative to Hasbro.
No.
They're Diamond Select makes good figures, but they don't have the articulation. They don't have near as many, stuff. And you're like, and it's like, who you gonna get G.I. Joe from? Like, well, I think we should go with Action Force. I'm like, okay, let me see that Snake Eyes Action Force. Let me see that. So, they don't make it. Well, then it's not G.I. Joe, so it's not a replacement.
Or even Valaverse, man.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Valaverse. Now I recently bought. They had them on sales. I bought 5 of the same figure, but good figure, and you can do a head swap and make good stuff. And I mean, their products are solid. They still look like toys, though. It's like the plastic looks like plastic. I think maybe it's just their plastic looks like the plastic of the old vintage Joes.
Yeah,
it's that hard looking plastic kind of stuff. But I'm good with it. They give you a good bunch of accessories, all that kind of stuff. But that's not a replacement for Hasbro, stuff. And that's like trying to find someone to replace Mattel's Masters of the Universe. There's no one you're either going to buy all that from Mattel, or you're not buying it. You can get a select thing here or there, And if you're really into that line and you want Bazooka and you want, when I hear the fan thing got cast, so Alpine's going to be already kind of.
Give me the idol. That's the idol that comes with Indy, the little fertility idol.
Yeah. Everybody loves a little head.
Everybody.
But
I agree with you, man.
I've been watching these, and I'm like, people are maybe they were taking lessons from Viper Island. They're turning into conspiracy theories. And like this. And the latest one I heard as well. And the latest one I heard was that Hasbro's about to start lessening their output and all that kind of stuff. They're not going to make as many. So if you're playing the long game to wait for clearance, you probably shouldn't. That's kind of rough to take from someone who's a retailer, like because they don't want you waiting to clearance because they're losing money. Stuff. But it's like
Here's my thing about that right there. Walmart, Target, all these other retail stores, they buy from Hasbro. They buy their product, right? Hasbro's got their money. And then it's on Walmart or whoever to make that sale after that. It's just like if I own my own mom and pop store and I bought a ton of stuff from Hasbro or Big Bad Toy Store, they got their money.
Yeah, it's on me now.
It's on me to sell my product then that I bought from them. I mean, I don't see where Hasbro's going to start. Now, people might stop buying as much from them or ordering as much, but that's as far as I see that going.
Well, we like to share pictures of old Toys R Us pictures where they had this huge display of G.I. Joe and all that kind of stuff. And we all sit back because we're all old, grumpy old men. We got that. All remember that. All
They
far
call
along.
us boomers.
Yeah,
I know I'm the grumpy part, but
Those boomers. I'm so boomers.
But you think about it. Nowadays, you got more options to buy from. We didn't have Amazons back then.
Yep.
We didn't have nothing. That we didn't have online retail. Everything was
oh,
brick and mortar.
no. You got what was in the store. If they
Yeah.
got product in the store, that's where you got it from. And sometimes you missed out because they may not have got, either sold out or they didn't get any in.
Yep.
And there's been a big push to shut down brick and mortars for a lot of years.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I mean,
I
it
think
already
that's why-
worked. It already worked with videos.
Oh, yeah.
Home rentals, video, DVDs, all that stuff, games. That's already worked.
I think that's why Target and Walmart are doing exclusives, is because they want everybody to find that one figure that they're only going to have.
Yeah.
And that's just the beginning. I mean, eventually it's going to turn into, we're going to be the only ones that are going to carry this line. You can't get it anywhere else.
But Walgreens have already stopped with theirs.
Yep.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
CVS's.
Yeah.
So they're done with it because.
So Walgreens doesn't have an exclusive anymore.
Nope.
Because they did them more like exclusive Marvel Legends and things like that.
Yeah, they're done. They're done with that.
Yeah, I think Moonstone was the last one.
Yeah. So
that Century figure I bought is not a Walgreens exclusive.
Century.
Yeah, but it's they stopped with Moonstone's just hitting the stores now.
Yeah.
And she's the last one.
Okay.
They're not doing any more after her, from my understanding.
I thought that we had already released. That I don't keep up with the Legends much anymore, so I don't know what.
But here again, let's talk about what you just said. You mentioned the exclusives and stuff. Well, if the exclusives aren't selling until they make it to $7, well, that's not profitable for Target to keep making.
No.
Right.
So, and then it's kind of like, well, then everybody gets mad because maybe Target gets the bazooka and the Tiger Force bazooka to sell first, and then the major release with the red is like, well, do you go ahead and buy, or do you wait for the red? Do you buy? Stuff. So, same thing with the Outback. If they would have did the regular Outback, those Tiger Force ones probably would have sold even worse than what they did. It's like, I don't know. I hate exclusive when it's a particular figure and that's the only place you can get it, because scalpers eat those up, put them on eBay and everything else.
Yep.
But at the same time, when you're playing the little repaint game of going, well, we got the Tiger Force here and we'll just wait for the main release, and it's like, well, I don't want to buy this, I'll just wait and everything. Well, then that's going to kill the exclusive kind of things too. So I hate exclusives, period. But I mean, I tolerate the repaint exclusives a little better, but when getting a McFarlane Batman and the only place you can get that is at a Walmart, that just sucks. It's like, because Walmart's crap with keeping their shelf stocked with collectibles and stuff like that, at least, and everything. They can stock all the rest of the stuff, but not collectibles. But because us grown men should have better things to do, I guess. But which is why my thing ain't much better this week, because I had to buy grown up stuff like a lawnmower and that was $300. When did them things get so costly? And then
oh yeah.
And then I bought a lawnmower battery for my riding lawnmower, and that was $70 for a battery.
Yeah.
I'm like,
a car battery.
I'm like, exactly when does the kiss and the dinner come in? Because I feel like I'm old. Yeah. So, but yeah, I like I said, I got, and yeah, I did get, because I don't want to be the last person to shoot an Indiana Jones figure, but apparently it's going to be. When they announced it and stuff, I started thinking. I had 10 ideas in my head. I'm like, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. And then
he's gonna make me bring him my Indiana Jones figure, ain't he?
No, it's too late now. I'm almost to the point that I don't even want to buy the figure, because every idea I had to take a picture of has been done. Every one of them. I thought I had one left, and I'm like, and it was done. I seen it today. I'm like, which included the Yeah, I see it, Boba. Boba Field. So I'm gonna remember all that.
He comes with 2 extra sets of hands. He comes with a whip that actually is like uncoiled, and then he's got a whip that's coiled. Then he has the little fertility idol, and he's got his pistol. Then there's this little black piece that fell out, and I don't know what it is, but it's just I don't know if it's
that's just a bug crawled the box.
okay. It must be. I don't know.
Well, I got one ordered when it comes
Hey,
in.
maybe that's the monkey droppings.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. Yeah, poo on you. Yeah, he can throw it at you. You know. Yeah.
I got one ordered. Plus, I got upgrades of most of that stuff from Gridiron Studios too. So
Okay.
Yeah.
And he comes with the two pieces that go on top of the ark, with the wings folded. I don't know what you call them, but he comes with these pieces right here.
The birds.
Yeah, but he comes with both of them. That's all he comes with as far as the artifact pieces are concerned.
they're actually cherubs.
Right.
Angels, maybe, I guess.
Cherubs.
Cherubs, yeah.
Okay, but yeah,
Said they got their head folded down, their wings.
Yeah.
but you got both of them. That's what you get with Indy.
So he come with the idol and all that. So basically, that deluxe one, all it is just adding the stone stand for another $20
And a sandbag.
and a sandbag.
Yeah,
Yep.
I pre-ordered that one for the what do you call it? Well, for the fertility idol, the stand that he pulls it off and everything.
Yeah, all you get with that figure extra is the stand and a sandbag.
Well,
I don't even think you get a whip or gun with it.
well, you already got the whip and gun if you buy it.
I think it showed both whips on the website. It showed the curl up whip and the. It looks to me like it's all the same accessories and everything. It's just the stone pillar to go with it.
This is the curled up whip right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course I got the other whip in his hand, so it's all kind of. I guess you'd have to heat it up a little bit to get it to extend out or to pose it like you want to, but it just kind of stays from the shape that it came out of the box.
All right.
And he does have a holster for his gun. It actually the real clip actually opens up and you can put his gun in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, try to fasten that lasso to his front belt.
Oh, I see that now. Okay, yeah. All right.
I think it showed.
2 hours later. Well.
Yeah.
Did you get it?
2 weeks later.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're gonna have to drill a hole for that.
I've tried.
Right here. It's not going to stay. I mean, you're going to have to really, yeah. Okay. That's a good idea. It's cool, but as far as
I went ahead and got the Gridiron Studios. They fixed all that. Plus, the other lasso is all bendy, so you can shape it and all that kind of stuff. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You're right, John. Basically, all you get is the idle stand and a sandbag. That's different from the original figure.
And John, you can't have that. You can't have that. You're a preacher. You're not allowed to have idols.
No. I'm holding out so far. I'm holding out.
I don't know. He's got a pretty good shrine to a lot of G.I. Joes in his
Well, they're not idols. So that's the actual idol. That's why he couldn't. That's why he didn't collect like the Moon Knight wave, the cover, the Khonshu wave, the building, because he can't have no other gods.
As long as he doesn't worship to him, he should be all right. If I go over to his house one day and he's got Khonshu up on a shelf and he's sitting there doing this right here, I'm gonna be like, oh, wait a minute.
I'm gonna tell you, John, you're missing out, man. These Jones figures are amazing.
Nancy tells me different, so. Yeah.
No, won't hurt her.
I don't know. It might hurt him though.
Exactly.
I got to check because I do think I pre-ordered the Obi-Wan Indy, but I'm gonna have to go look. I can't remember if I did or not.
She could torture John just by stop cooking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That woman should have like her own cooking show. I mean, we just need to shut this down and do a cooking show based around her.
Yeah, if it come down to her food or the Indiana Jones figures, I'm gonna have to go with her food. 'Cause I can live with one. I can't live without the other. You know.
No more supper for you.
And if I chose Indiana Jones figures, the only thing I could eat would be the $5 biggie bag at Wendy's because I couldn't afford nothing else for my figures. So.
I'll pick you one up. I'll get you a $5 biggie bag.
That's why Philip was trying to get us to split a $5 biggie bag 4 ways when he bought that press.
I was trying to prepare you in case you got those figures, because if you're gonna go without food, if she ain't gonna cook for you, then you got to learn how to eat, on the down low.
Well, luckily, Hasbro's packaging is plastic free and it's biodegradable, so technically you could probably eat it.
They're actually going back to the window packaging, from what I've been reading.
Yep, they are.
Yeah, they're actually going back to the window packaging. So they had so much flack from people complaining or talking about not being able to see the figure and everything, and I guess they must have heard them. So they're from what I've read, they're actually going back, but it's going to be recycled plastic. So
it's going to be virgin plastic is what it's called.
What now?
It's going to be called a virgin plastic.
Well, see that.
I don't know what that is, but that's what it said in the email thing.
How many? 72 of them? Do we have to have 72 of them?
70, yeah.
Sorry, I didn't get that. 72 virgins is a gift you're given if you die in Muslim. Battle.
It's 72? I thought it was like 30 something. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'd trade 72 virgins for 32 hookers because I want somebody that knows what they're doing.
That's what.
Plus, it never specifies if they're male or female virgins, so you could wind up with 72 guys.
Yeah. We need details on this.
That was your next look right there.
We'll get off religion. But anyways, I did hear a story. I don't know how to say, but one of the reasons they're also going back to the plastic is the amount of returns that have been given and products that have been vandalized on the shelves and stuff. Companies are complaining.
Something else in and then returning it.
So. Man, obviously it's not Walmart because they don't care what you bring back. They'll put back.
They did that with the plastic with the window boxes. So, yeah.
But I think Bezos and people like that are really complaining because it was like they're getting these packages back and you don't know what's in them. And then people say, well, you sent me this product and that wasn't what was in it, but they ain't no way of proving it.
Right.
So,
James said.
Well, I got
James said it's falling exclusive at Walmart.
Do you know anybody that would be interested in this?
I don't know what it is.
It's a map of Preternia. It's what you got when you did the
subscriptions.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Sorry about the glare. But yeah, I've got it framed and everything. So if y'all if you know somebody that might be interested in it, I'm willing to let it go because I don't really have anywhere to put it. I can't hang it on the wall. I'm not that big of a, I mean, I collect some masters, but what I've got is all I'm keeping. So this came from the classics. I forget who it came with, but like I said, it's framed. It's in good shape. It's not torn or anything. So if you know somebody that might be interested or one of y'all might be interested in it, then, we'll work something out.
That's like something you'd have, Shane.
Yeah, it is nice.
What did you get this week, Phil?
Well,
or this past couple of weeks.
Seems like I'm getting something new every day. Well, the coolest thing that I found, and I think I showed a picture of it on the page, but I'm going to show everybody, and maybe you can see it. I'll try to tilt it down here. There we go. I don't know if you can see the R2D2 down there on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
This is a toy toter, what they call. It's like a toy box. The lid comes off, and it's like a toy box.
Okay. I thought it was a cooler.
No, well, they did do an R2 cooler.
Yeah.
They did one, years ago. But anyway, but yeah, he's on casters. He rolls around. His legs are real fragile. So if you used to like kick it or something, because it's not cardboard, but it's like the real thin plywood. You usually find those broken, but this one here, I mean, this thing's in good shape. Both the legs are in good shape. I mean, there's a little distress in where the screws go in on the sides, but as far as that, it's intact. And then on the front here, you got this little bar that goes across the front of them. There's a little plastic piece that kind of acts as a spacer, and the screw goes through there and holds this part so you can kind of push it back and forth and everything. But I saw that. We went to that. It's called Big Shanty Antiques and Auctions there in Marietta, just down the road from Second Chance.
Yeah.
So we went in there. Me and Wendy did, and this booth they had this thing, and yeah, I'm gonna tell you, it wasn't cheap. And I wasn't gonna get it because it was expensive, and Wendy told me I could. So, but it's this thing is it's clean, and it's not something you see every day. I mean, really, because this was like when Return of the Jedi came out. I've seen a one on on eBay. They had it still in the box, sealed and everything. They wanted over $5,000 for it. So I'm really stoked about this thing. So it's like having my own personal R2 sitting in here.
So it's safe to say that Wendy didn't get to eat that day.
Oh yeah, she did. Yes, she did.
After you got back home,
the place.
There's a new restaurant that opened up over there called Cherokee Chop House. I don't know if it's a major like chain or whatever, but it was like she wanted to go eat somewhere that was halfway nice, not Wendy's, no $5 biggie bags. So actually go in and sit down and get a steak or whatever. And this place is nice. I mean, talking swanky, bougie. There you go, bougie's the word. Yeah. So anyway, we went in there. That's one of the best steaks I've ever had. I got a New York strip, and then she got I forget what you call it, short ribs, I think, or something like that with risotto. And but yeah, this was if you want to take your girlfriend, wife, significant other to a restaurant, and I mean, be prepared because it's going to be a little pricey, but it's nice, and the food is really good, and the service was good. So they just had open; they hadn't been open long, so had to give a shout out to them. But that was a good, real good experience as far as eating out. So
at least somebody got to eat.
I ain't never gonna live that down.
All we got to do was this.
Shane, we need to turn that into a meme. What happens when you drive by the Wendy's and you?
Bad part was he slows down at Target. We look over and then Shane gets excited because he thought we're fixing to stop at Target. And then Philip just hits the guy.
I'm sorry.
I knew there was food in Target. He's like, I'm on the phone. He's like, we're gonna stop at this Wendy's right up here, and I'm like,
we definitely missed the Target.
Wendy's.
What else did you find?
I got a vintage breaker, 82 straight arm breaker. I got it at Second Chance, and I got his file card. He's complete. Put him in there with rock and roll in the case. Then I picked up two Obi-Wan Kenobis, vintage. They didn't have a cape, don't have his lightsaber, but they actually threw them in for free. I got them for nothing. They let me have them because I took some Hot Wheels track up there and did some bit trading and selling and stuff. And I got a gray-haired one and I got the white-haired one. So I got a white-haired Obi-Wan and a gray-haired Obi-Wan. Cleaned them up a little bit. I'm probably going to take a little paint and try to make them look a little better. But then again, since they're vintage, I may just leave them alone.
Yeah, you're speaking heresy now. You get people upset talking about touching up.
I'll get upset. I don't care. They're my figures. I can do what I want with them. I bought them, right?
I did run up on I sent John some pictures and showed some guys some pictures on our admin page. But I run into this little antique store, and they had a bunch of G.I. Joe and Star Wars stuff, but they were in terrible shape, and they were wanting brand new prices for them. Like, I mean, they were wanting mint prices. Like they had a rock and roll. Both thumbs were missing. One of his heels was busted. They wanted $45 for him.
Oh, yeah.
No weapons, no helmet, nothing. Just the figure. And I was like, no.
I paid
But
70.
I did
I
find
paid
those
70.
Robin Hood figures that I showed you guys.
Yeah.
I am seriously thinking about going and picking them up.
Yeah.
Still on card and in good shape, $15 a piece. I'm seriously thinking about going and picking them back up.
I tell you what, I regret I sold them a long time ago. But when you remember the Waterworld movie with Kevin Costner?
Yeah.
And they made the boat, his boat that was like this big.
Oh, what was that
tall.
called? There was a name
And
for it.
I got it at KB. They had all the figures because I went like six or eight figures and the boat, and they were all practically nothing because they were on clearance from KB Toys and Squatch Nut. So and
the Squatch Nut.
I ended up, like I said later on, I ended up getting rid of them, and I wished I'd kept them because the boat was just neat. I mean, it had netting and all that. It was, I mean, for the cost, it was practically.
Wasn't it called like the Outrigger or something, or
the Tamarin or something like that?
Yeah, Tamarin, or there was some kind of name for it. I forget. But
I looked. I've seen them on eBay for about $40 in the box.
That was a great movie, man. I really liked that movie.
I did too. I thought it was pretty good.
I think I enjoyed it, but I don't remember.
The thing with that movie is it cost so much to make. I mean, they went like, I forget how many millions of dollars over budget, and it didn't gross but like 80-something million dollars in the U.S. At the time. But at the time, it was the highest costing movie made. At that time, and it didn't make anywhere near what it cost to make it. And
I don't understand that because, man, Kevin Costner sells.
Yeah.
And people, that's just crazy that they didn't make no money off that movie.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was a good movie. It was something different, and
it reminded me a lot of Mad Max.
Yeah. Well, it has that dystopian feel to it.
Yeah. Mad Max on the water, basically.
Yep.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
And I enjoyed the Mad Max movies. I mean,
and
Beyond the Thunderdome.
And
I regret it too. My back still hurts, Corey.
Corey's always up for a good trip. I mean, the fall.
He did have a trip in the fall. It was the fall when he fell.
But yeah, that Robin Hood, that's still my all-time favorite Robin Hood movie.
It is.
I mean, all the variations of one.
Yeah.
And my favorite line of the whole thing is the sheriff tells him, "I'm going to dig his heart out with a spoon," and that guy's like, "The spoon, but that's dull." And he said, "That's the point, you idiot. It'll hurt."
Yeah.
Yeah. Good old Alan Rickman. That was one of his good roles that he had. Yeah.
So what else you got, Phil?
Trying to think. I got so much,
Did you get your blueprints for your Thunder Machine when you went back?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I did get my blueprints for my Thunder Machine. What is that? You pushed me to get that paint maker, Chris Jericho.
I couldn't have pushed you. You were behind me. I mean, you nearly took me out.
Yeah,
for that nice lady that come by to help me get you up, we'd have never got you off the ground.
I can get them out of the bag without tearing them up. Yeah, here we go. Vintage.
Hey, did you see the picture I posted, man?
What?
The frame, my frames I done with the blueprints in them.
When did you put it on there?
It's been a while back, but they have 8.5 by 10.5 frames at Walmart. They're like $3 a piece. They're perfect size for those blueprints.
This one here is probably more like an 11 by 14.
But you don't want you don't want the instructions putting it together.
You're talking about
you just want that.
The blueprints part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, that one's maybe a little bigger.
Yeah,
that
it's
might be
good
like
size.
like a 10 by something. But they have frames for those at Walmart, and they look great in them.
I had thought about doing that, or you can get those plastic sleeves, like you can put magazines and things in, and put it in one of like a binder, and have all the have like instructions and things like that. Yeah,
that's what I got. Mine's in cheap. A lot of those first blueprints were all pretty much standard size, and then then they started going with different sizes later on. Well, I'll go ahead and since. So actually, Philip got one more thing this week. He just don't have it in hand yet. But
oh yeah, you got picked up my mom. There's my breaker. I got, and his thumbs ain't broke. And, I haven't tried putting a weapon in his hand.
Yeah, don't put. Well, he don't have a weapon anyway.
And his feet are intact and everything. So
you can actually fix him up because he don't have a weapon. He just got the headset.
He's got his little headset, and then and it's not broke. It's together and everything. So
you see that?
You
oh, okay,
That's good, Jay.
Is that the Night Raven or?
Yeah, that's the Night Raven blueprint.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, that's pretty much all I'd want to put in a frame that way.
Yeah. That would look good if John had lots of wall space for every vehicle he's got.
Yeah.
He could put.
I don't have no wall space.
That would look awesome.
It's actual glass.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I thought when I bought it, it was going to just be plexiglass for $3, but it's really glass and it front loads.
So I'm gonna tell you, the best place to go find a sheet of glass if you need to, a thrift store. They've got picture frames. I mean, different sizes and everything. So I mean, if you're looking for a piece of glass for or even a frame to put something like that in, then that's the best place to go because they're a couple bucks. I mean, so don't go to Walmart and buy a brand new cheap $5 frame. You can actually go get a cheap frame at a thrift store for half.
Man down.
My phone.
That's what happens to heretics. Yeah.
I think it's because they discovered I took the item. I think I might have lost a couple of hands or something.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you probably did.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you though. I'm
pulling it, John.
What's that?
I'm pulling it, John.
I don't know. I might just keep this Darth Maul. This is a pretty cool figure. This is the
I'll pay you for it. I'm gonna pay you for it.
You can't really say it for the glass. This is the one from the Clone Wars. But it's actually pretty cool. And,
I passed on him yesterday. Yeah. Well, my Target had him. I'm like, nah. I just think I'm done with Black Series.
Yeah.
I'm getting where I'm getting picky and choosy about certain Black Series because of some of the shows and characters and things.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to stick to just maybe like
I just collect so much across the board. I'm just really having to downsize that. I think we're all having to do that because we run out of space. Hasbro, Mattel. I mean, so
yeah. There's so many.
If we had Shane's money, would be all right, but
Yeah. and now my problem is
bologna sandwich for supper tonight.
I gotta compete because Nancy's getting into all this toy stuff now, so she's starting to collect. So now I gotta have room for her. So so before I show you what I picked up, I gotta show you what I picked up for her. Starting off with Gordon Shumway. And of course I had to get her both of them. She loves Alf. So and then thanks to Corey and others for posting the nicer neck one. I had to start searching stores and I found her one of those finally. And it's fine.
Is that the necker one?
Forever. And then once I found one, then every time I turned around, I was finding them all over.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to get that one. That's the only one, the Alf figure I want. I want that one there. Yeah.
And what's really cool is you can't really see it in the pack, but the sandwich actually has a cat in it.
Yeah.
Up in the corner, you see its tail sticking out. But yeah, so that was that's what I picked up for her. And so as for myself, of course, talking clearance, Ollie's found Lady J at the Ollie's up in Boaz on Good Friday for $4.99.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna buy one of them from you too.
Yeah, I picked up. They had 6. I got 3 of them. So yeah, you're welcome to one of them. I got them.
Okay.
I may try to do a little customizing or something with them for that. I mean, $5. I mean, you can't beat.
Yeah, I wish they were $5. You know,
That's how I was with
regularly.
the Alley Viper and the bat. For $6.50, I couldn't walk by.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't need them for that cheap, you just can't pass them up.
That's the only reason I got all those Python bats and Vipers, because they were $7. I'm like,
another thing I picked up on clearance was this Fortnite TN Tina with the glider. They now have it for $8.50.
Who does?
Walmart. The Walmart's got it clear. It's been $17 for the longest because it was like a $40 figure to start off with.
Yeah.
I like it just for the stand, really. It's got one of those cool, and it's actually got pegs to put figures on. But I got it because I've been seeing a lot of people taking this and customizing it for classified.
Yeah.
And I thought about making a Viper pilot, and maybe trying to do this in the blue camouflage like the old gliders used to be done in, and maybe take either a Cobra Trooper and try to paint the logo silver. I thought about just taking a Cobra officer and taking the helmet and the harness from the trooper and putting on it. But the problem is the officer also has the officer pin on his chest too. So
I saw where someone took one of those and made a custom Cobra glider out of it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about, making a glider. And I may go back. I mean, for $8.50, the stand is worth $8.50 to me.
Yeah.
And if you look, she would make a good dreadnought. She's dressed like Savannah.
Well, that's what I was saying. That's what I was going to say. We don't need it now, but I've seen quite a few people converted her to a Zorana, and she made a really, really good Zorana.
Yeah.
Of course, we got a Zorana now, but
I wonder, would that
Fortnite
stand work with the chariot, Serpentor's chariot?
I don't know because it's got a big ball that sticks in the bottom of it there.
Yeah, for like moving it back and forth.
And I can't remember if there's a place on the bottom of the chariot for that or not. I mean, there might be. You could possibly might be able to.
What about the piece that's connected to the glider itself?
It's just a clear piece. Actually, it's screwed on with metal screws.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It could probably come off and mount.
Yeah.
On there somewhere.
I don't see nothing under it to attach to.
Yeah, you'd have to drill holes in it to put the screws in, probably. Yeah. But I mean,
if it would go, see on the chariot there, the 2 screws right there in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
If it would reach there, you could just get longer screws.
Yeah.
And mount it like that, maybe.
That would be. I don't know why they didn't give it some kind of stand. I mean, with the others and all that, but
yeah.
This thing is a little bit of a pain to get on there because it keeps wanting to move while you're trying to snap it back. But okay, so that was the clearance stuff that I found.
Nice.
Now, of course, I did get my Mattel Creations Frogmonger.
Frogmonger,
which is a pretty cool figure, pretty neat. And I guess I didn't realize I walked into the Gadsden Walmart and they had I was shocked because they had new Masters Universe Origins figures. And I started just to get Tongue Lasher, but I ended up getting all 4 of them, and I'm kind of glad I did. But so they had Tongue Lasher, start with a Snake Man. The Skeletor, I really like this Skeletor. It's based off the 2000X Snake Armor Skeletor. Mm-hmm. But it's actually pretty cool in the Origins form. I actually like it better than I do the 2000X version. And then Roboto, and I guess this one's based off the mini comics, I believe. He's got a little heart painted on his chest there, all nicely. And if you notice, of course, on the back of all these, it's got the Sun Man, Hypno Man, right? But apparently, I guess Walmart's doing because on the back of this one, it's got Duplicator with the same 3. And so apparently, I understand he's a Walmart figure, and he's selling for $150 to $200 on eBay right now.
Wow.
Jeez.
Apparently, nobody can find him because I've had two different friends of mine say, "Hey, if you find him, I'm looking for him."
Yeah, I
and they usually
remember
find him way before I do. So
somebody in the group was looking for it, and I forget was it Travis?
probably him. Jason. He's one of the and
I went to
and
9 Walmarts this weekend and didn't see a single one of the new figures.
Yeah, I mean, he's duplico. I mean, his power is duplicating. So you think there would be a ton of them out there, but there's not apparently.
Blows my mind.
It's like multiple man.
But yeah, Jason's one. He sent it to me. He said he sent me showing where someone was selling on eBay for $200, and I said, "What?" So I almost just left it hanging there, thinking, I'll get it later, because like Pigman and all those others, you see them all over the place. But apparently, in 3 months from now, he may be all over the place. I don't know, but yeah, I was shocked to find out he was selling for that kind of money right now.
Well, you better hide it from Nancy then.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And then so yeah,
no, John will have to sell it so he can eat if he buys some Indiana Jones figures.
Yeah,
after seeing Rick post this, and I know he said it was a horrible.
Don't blame it on me. Don't blame it on me. No.
I know he said it was a horrible figure and all that, but I couldn't help. I couldn't resist. I had to go ahead and get one just for the heck of it. But and I actually just took her out of the box. I do like the fact, I don't know if Rick ever showed this on the thing or not, where you can take this part out and have a diorama in there for to stand in front of. I actually thought that was kind of neat, but I have to say I kind of got mixed feelings on it because when you posted the pictures, I thought, man, that is kind of a not a very attractive figure. It's not really, But after I got it out, I tell you, if I see what you're talking about, that like kind of reminds you of the Toy Biz there. If they'd have done something with her shoulders, because her shoulders are definitely kind of bulky, knobby like,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not real fond of this thing because it don't stay in real good. But I know it's based off the cartoon. I love the cloth goods on the cape. That part I do love, but I hate the wire they put in it because you just cannot. It will not stay. I don't know. I mean, Rick, maybe yours does better, but when I try to fan it out, it's not straight. It's one side or the other. It's like lump-sided. Well, actually, it's pretty good right there now. But I don't know. I think I would have liked it better without the wire. I think myself.
Now you're being a heretic.
And I love the fact that they actually put a tag in the thing. The actual tag with a copyright and the all the information on there. Like,
oh my Lord!
Does it say "do not remove under penalty of law"?
Does it have washing instructions on it?
I don't know, but I do like I mean, to me, I really wished, especially like Marvel Legends and stuff, don't do a plastic cape, do a cloth cape, because you guys can see back there my Herald of my Thor Galactus Herald. He will not, even with a stand, he will not stand up. I got him propped up against Galactus's leg because his cape's so heavy. Even with a stand, he won't stay standing up.
Okay.
And so the cloth to me works better for capes, and they look better to me. I really wish they would follow suit on that part, but I don't know. I mean, overall, it's okay. I mean, it's not my first choice. I would have liked to seen something a little better with the shoulder.
Well, the character design is nice. It's got an aesthetic feel, the real warrior woman thing, but the execution in the figure is what I have a major problem with.
Yeah.
She's got cankles and those big shoulders, and her torso is made for a 6-inch figure, but her arms and legs is made for a 7-inch.
Yeah.
And it's that line. That whole line's that way though.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like you said, the whole line. It's like the upper torso is smaller out of proportion than the lower. To me, like the legs and all the legs. Even on that sword machine was showing, it looked like her upper torso was a little too small for the lower part. But
me and other people have done the comparison. You can take Marvel Legends arms and legs off of the figures and snap them onto them things, and they match perfectly because that's the size that torso is. those legs are for 7-inch figures, and those arms, and the torso is 6 inch, and so is the head. That's why the torso and the head look so small. But it makes it easier for Mattel to wrap it in like an armor or something, like with Stinkor and all them, how they had the big armor piece over. Well, it looks good there, and the Man of Arms looks good because it's got that armor piece over it. But if it's just that bare chested, that He-Man looked crazy. I mean, they fixed that with the 40th. It actually matched up, but
And the Jitsu, I haven't seen Jitsu in person, but the pictures I've seen of Jitsu, he just looks really kind of funny. Like, it just don't look. It looks like you said, it looks out of proportion and all. But the last thing I didn't pick up. I actually pre-ordered it some time ago and forgot that I even pre-ordered it. And I like the more classic look stuff. So this is Star-Lord right here. This is the vintage classic. And since Shane mentioned people wanted to see some more unboxings, I have not taken it out of the box yet. So I just broke the tape on it a while ago. So I'm going to go ahead and unbox this one right now while we're talking about it. Looks like
the Sorceress has cloth wings.
Cloth wings?
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's got like
I actually wish they would use cloth, capes and things like that instead of making them hard plastic.
It has little bands on the cloth to hook it to her arms.
Okay.
But she's got about 1,000 of these little plastic ties on it, so I'm not going to cut them out right now.
I watched a video where a guy was making capes, and he took a piece of like real thin wire and put it on the edge of the cape so you could actually mold the cape to make it look like it's flowing, or make it, you can pose it a certain way.
So let's see here. So there we go.
Still ain't worried about the plastic, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So I got a question, Shane. Are you keeping your boxes for your figures, or do you get rid of them?
Yes, I keep them.
Okay.
So there's Star-Lord.
That's something I've always wanted to ask you, John. Is do you keep boxes for your figures, or do you?
Not my Marvel Legends. My G.I. Joes, I'm keeping those, but Marvel Legends and the He-Man and all, I'm just chunking them.
Because I mean, I don't really have room to store, every box that you have. I mean, it's impossible.
And
I just like the art on them, man. Like the back of that Sorceress.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I would keep the card at least.
That's fantastic. Yeah. And then it's even on the side.
Yeah. You can get rid of the plastic bubble and keep the card at least. That way, or part of the box.
I mean, you could easily cut this out and put it in a frame if you wanted.
What I've been doing with my Black Series figures is I'm opening the box and then I'm cutting the back part of it off. And it shows it has like the picture and then like a description.
Yeah.
Of the character and everything, and I'm just
keeping with this Sorceress.
Keeping these.
Hey, John.
Yes.
You may not get this reference, but is that the Vulcan boat? Is that on the new Vulcan boat?
This?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember what you talking about the Vulcan from the X-Men?
Yeah, the body on the new Vulcan is going to be Hasbro's new book.
Okay. It looks
for years it's been the old
back.
Bucky. So.
I don't know if you noticed on the back with the shoulders. So
yeah,
it's got
yeah.
And to me, like you were talking about, Hasbro still, I mean, all these others are nice, but they know how to do shoulders. I mean, that actually looks good to me.
Yeah.
It's not big, bulky,
I didn't know they made that. When did they make that?
Is that the comic version Star-Lord?
Apparently it just started shipping because I pre-ordered it. I think this one was Walmart. I think it was a Walmart exclusive.
Yeah, Phil, that's a comic. That's one of the comic versions. One of the old ones.
Okay. Yeah, this is like the original. Like you look back in the 70s and 80s. So he did.
Was that the Rondu or whatever it is with the new Guardians of the Galaxy wave too? They did the comic version of him.
Yeah, I need to get that. I ain't got that one because
he had that huge fin on his head, like from the comics.
Because you got they done Vance Astro, a while back, and who was the other one? They done another one from the original Guardians of the Galaxy. I done forgot who it was now. But they done 2 of them, and now they've done the Yondu, a comic version Yondu. That's me. I don't know why they don't finish some of these teams that they got. I mean, they've started several teams. It's like the Starjammers. They put in Chad as the Build-A-Figure, and you got Corsair. Why not just go ahead and make the whole wave Starjammers and get the whole team out and be done with it? You know,
They didn't do Hepzibah, did they?
No, not yet. That's what I'm saying. They just done Chad and Corsair. Chad basically is just they took the Abomination bulk, which in the comic he looks about the same as the Abomination. He's
got that reptilian look to him.
So I'm one of them. I'm one of them people that's waiting on them to finish the new Warriors set because they've done 4 out of them. It's like, give us the rest of the new Warriors. You know,
they basically what Namorita is probably the only one they have left.
And Marvel Boy, Advanced Astro, in his incarnation there.
Yeah. So, yeah. Because you got Speedball, you got Firestar, and
Nova, and we got Nova, and we got Rage. So.
Yep. Yeah, I know there's several teams that they're I don't know, I don't know why they don't go ahead and finish them, but he did come with a sword, and he come with another set of hands. So you got the fist and the open hand. But yeah, I don't know. That's kind of what I've reverted back to, all this new stuff. I just ain't into the new stuff. Yondu is a pulp story.
Sorry,
Actually, Corey, I saw the
I know what Corey's referring to. I just
the
Yondu autocorrect on or something.
That's Yoda of the galaxy, right?
Hey, now you're gonna make a lot of Star Wars fans mad saying that now.
That would be the picture I did today. I'm making Star Wars fans mad as we sit. Yeah.
I don't know. I just like that. That's why that villain, that super villains wave I loved it because it was the classic villains, Red Skull, Dormammu. I mean, it's how they looked back in the 60s and 70s. You know, I don't know. There's just something about the classic figures. This new, they're not. I don't know. They're back then. That's what made superheroes. They wore flashy costumes, bright colors, and flashy like. Now they're making them like wearing normal looking clothes and dark. I mean, it's like, it's just, I don't know. It takes away from it to me. I don't know. I guess I'm old school, and people, people wouldn't really dress like that nowadays. You let me get superpowers and see what I wear.
Wear my underwear outside my
It probably won't be spandex. It probably won't be spandex, but it'll be something flashy with some more, bright colors and all on it.
You give me some laser eyeballs. I dare someone to make fun of me wearing my underwear outside my pants. I'll burn a hole right through them.
But I have to say,
he'll turn into Homelander real quick, won't he?
You're darn right.
He just come with a pistol, John?
The pistol, and he come with a sword.
The sword?
He's got the pistol inside and the sword, yeah. So, I like that figure. I think that's a nice figure. I would love to see, honestly, I'd love to see, and I could make it a deluxe, but I'd love to see an original Groot. Like he looked back in, what was it, Tales to Astonish? He looked more like this angry tree. I don't know if you remember. If you seen the original Groot, but I would love
the Groot. Yeah.
I'd love to see.
He was a bad guy at first, yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Well, I think they were kind of reverting to the fact that the Groot with the Guardians of the Galaxy is not the same Groot. It's more of it's like the race, and they're all Groot. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not sure exactly where they went with it, but I would love to see the one from the 60s, a deluxe figure of that. I think that would be cool. And but yeah, I like this figure. I think it's like I said, I just love the classic looks, and they're I don't know. I'm just a sentimental guy, I guess, and a nostalgic or whatever. But
that's a big reason of why we collect what we collect.
Yeah.
I mean,
you got a couple little things, and you can't see on both arms in the and you probably ain't gonna be able to see here. I don't know. You can see a little where the white paint didn't go all the way into the crack.
Yeah.
And I see there's a spot right there on his leg that's kind of But I'm not going to nitpick over those little things like that. I mean, you see some people have a cow or something like that. In some of these groups, that's all they would make 10 posts about how the paint's so horrible on it. And I'm like, come on, it's like.
Well, that's where it's going. I mean, everybody's so they're not happy with anything. It doesn't
And
matter.
they'll say, "Oh, I could do much better than that." Yeah, could you do like 100,000 of them in like a short period of time and make it look that good?
Yeah.
No, you can do one. Somebody can customize one and make it look good. But you're talking about mass producing.
Yeah,
So,
that goes back to me buying those two Obi-Wans. If I want to paint them to make them look good, because then I'm going to paint them. And
well, to me, if you got a vintage figure like a vintage G.I. Joe and the paint, I've seen one guy, he got one with a straight arm. I think it might have been, no, it wasn't straight, it was Grunt. Yeah, it was Grunt. The paint was wore off his hands and all. And he said, should I paint it or just leave it? Cause I said, I'll be honest with you. If I'm buying a vintage figure, I want it to be good paint. I don't want it to have no paint wear, very light paint wear. So if you're just gonna buy one that's got paint wear, sure, go ahead and paint it, make it look nice. It's like buying an old car. You're not gonna leave it all rusted up. You're gonna paint it, make it look
right. Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, if you can't get one in mint condition when you buy it, and you get one that's used, you're gonna fix it up, make it look nice. So I don't have a problem with that, and a lot of people do. Oh well, it's changed. If you leave it as is, I probably wouldn't buy it. But if you painted it up and tell me, okay, yeah, it's not the original paint, it's been painted up, yeah, then I'd probably buy it, at a good price. Obviously, I'm going to pay.
I'm kind of with Phil because I have this philosophy is I don't buy this crap to resell it. It's mine,
right.
Exactly. And so
right.
Exactly.
If I want to cut that big bulky knife off of them Cobra Vipers and stuff because you can't even get hold of rifles, that's what I'm gonna do because I that stuff ain't for sale. It's for me. That's the whole reason I bought it. So.
And usually when people post stuff like that, they say they're collecting, but their intentions to sell.
Well,
they
think they're investing.
Yeah, exactly.
See, I was that way. A few years ago, that's what I was. I was buying stuff thinking, okay, one day I can sell this. One day I can sell this. And so I finally decided I got to get out of that mindset. If I'm buying stuff, anything I buy from now on, I'm not going to turn around and sell it unless just act to God or whatever. I need the money. Then yeah. But in the meantime, I'm going to buy stuff, and if what I want to do with it, it's my collection, and I'm going to do what I want with it. And a lot of people, it's like they can't make up their minds which direction they want to go. And if you want to take a vintage figure, if you didn't pay a lot of money for it and you want it to look good, then paint it.
Yeah.
But if you don't like the way it looks, then wait until you do find one that doesn't need a lot of paint or whatever. You're going to spend a little bit more money, but you're going to have a more genuine figure if you wait and get exactly what you want. But if if you're strapped for cash or don't have a lot of money, then buy that $5 vintage figure and fix it up and make it the way you want it, because you don't have a lot of money in it, and you'll like it, and you did something to it to make it better. And that's what it's about. That's the whole that's the whole reason why we do this.
Well, something we've covered in a previous episode, my original mail-in hooded Cobra Commander, all the gold rubbed right off of it so many years ago, back even when I was a kid and stuff. So it's got a couple of layers of gold paint on it, where because the gold paint just rubbed off of that stuff. So yeah, it's still got its thumbs. It's still a tight figure, but yeah, it's got second and third layer paint on it, because the paint degrade over time and just rubbed off on your fingers after a while.
Yep.
So whatever. So
that gold was bad about that too, real bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say anything like chrome plated or any kind of shiny metallic paints, all that stuff over time, and that's that's one of the downsides to getting vintage stuff that's got that kind of paint on it, because it's gonna wear off. That's like you cannot, you very rarely find like a vintage R2D2 without some of his chrome, worn off of his dome,
Well, this War Duke here, this part right here, very tacky. All the metal parts to it and the arm, so it's because it's there. It's all sticky. All that it's like metallic paint gets sticky,
Yeah.
and it sticks to your fingers, and the more it just comes off and everything. So, yeah, I don't. So everybody, I know there's this big move in the toy fan thing that they all hate the marbling that these metallic figures get sometimes in the plastic and everything, and they want them to paint it. And I'm like, okay, well, in 10 years when you can't even touch it without, that paint sticking to your fingers and then everything you touched in your stuff, then you get a big, because I have an Iron Man figure that was that way. The red was painted and stuff, and I touched it. Then I touched the head, so he's got a red spot on the side of his face comes from transfer over. And I'm like, if you don't got to paint it, don't paint it, because that paint, unless you're lucky enough to have a nice, cool, temperature controlled place to keep your toys forever. Because if they ever have to go to a storage bin or have to deal with the heat, that paint gets sticky and tacky. And if it's in a plastic bag, you'll peel it right off whenever you do that. And if it's up against another figure, well, you got paint rubbed like crazy. So the more colored plastic I get, the less likely I've got contact coloring or anything like that going on. So, because now G.I. Joes, honestly, they had a lot of paint and not much of that's gone. I mean, Hasbro did it right in the 80s. We talk about the metallic ones really suck. There's something about metallic paint. It doesn't, I read a thing years ago, but it only bonds for a short period of time. Then it starts separating from the paint and all that stuff. And, but the rest of their paint, I mean, you look at your breaker. Is the paint on the boot sticky? I mean, it's like
No, I mean he's pretty smooth. I mean, I don't see hardly any paint wear on him.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, but this modern paint they use now, it gets tacky if it gets overheated or something like that, or storage.
Did they still use lead-based paint back in the 80s when they were doing figures and stuff, or was that something they quit doing like after like 60s and 70s?
I think your lead base was mostly like for home painting and stuff. I don't think it was in.
I used to eat it as a kid, just so you know.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Scrape it off the window pane and eat it.
With all the stuff we were exposed to as kids back in the 70s and 80s, I mean, we played outside in the dirt, and Lord knows what we would come across. And
that's why we're grumpy old men now.
Yeah. Hey, you remember when Spider-Man first fought Electro back in the 60s? He actually padded his suit with asbestos, so he could fight him. He'd be dead of cancer by now if that was.
Direct exposure to he would have that. Was it mesothelioma?
Yeah.
Well, I watched commercials the other day encouraging people to smoke and telling it was healthy and it was approved by doctors. So I mean, we as a people, we resist change. We get in our roots. We like our things to stay, and we like to not be surprised by too much stuff. But sometimes change is very, very positive, because then we learn a little bit more and we go, things that we thought we could do, we don't need to do. We don't need to eat. We don't need to drink. We don't, all this kind of stuff, because it's not good for us. And and then of course, nowadays everything causes cancer, and stuff. So it's kind of a tough thing to.
Well, there for a minute, everything was COVID. I mean,
I got a theory on that, because you want like coffee, for instance. Coffee's bad for you. Well, then in about 5 years, they'll put out another study. No, wait, it's got something that's really healthy for you. And then another 5 years, all of a sudden it's bad for you again.
Yeah.
I think they have to do this stuff just to keep getting us grant money to do these studies. So that's why I think a lot of these things, one day it's good for you, next day it's not. One day it's good, next day it's not. Over and over. And I think it's just a money thing where they keep getting their grants. And we can't find anything wrong with it, but we can't keep putting that out, or they'll quit giving us grant money. So we got to find something wrong with it. And
I agree. I think that's a lot of the debate between climate change. Is the climate changing? Yes. Is there anything we can do about it? No. I mean, Really?
Oh, we can
Come on.
buy $80,000 electric cars, and strip mine, small countries to make lithium batteries.
It's just
Well,
it's the same. And where does those batteries go when they're no longer rechargeable? Because they have a life.
yeah,
They have,
How are they disposed of? Are we creating a whole other form of toxic
exactly.
waste that we're going to have to deal
we,
with?
we
Because you
probably
can't
are.
just throw
They
batteries
probably
away.
are.
They got to be disposed of properly.
It is a knee-jerk reaction to
Yeah.
just about everything. Gun control, that's all knee-jerk. Oh, well, this happened, so I'm going to do this. I'm like, but that's not what you do, So I don't know.
The same people pushing for these electric cars are the same people that was complaining about the Lego Indiana Jones having the slave children in the set.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're pushing
Well,
for electric batteries that are made by slave children.
I'm going to tell you the deal with all this the electric push on electric cars and going electric. It ain't got nothing to do with the environment. These people got stock in these companies, and then they start using politics to push it.
Yep.
So they can make more money. It's all a money.
Somebody's paying a politician to push this thing to keep pushing them. And we had a guy come by the dealership today, and he had a newer electric car. I'm not going to say what it is. But anyway, he was trying to use one of our little charging stations that we just had installed not too long ago. And apparently you can scan the little QR code. It's got one of the little squares, you can scan with your phone. And apparently it wasn't set up right or something, but he was like, well, and I kind of was listening to him talk to one of the salesmen, and he was like, well, I'm glad I charged my car before I left, or I'd be stranded here. And I'm sitting there going, well, there you go. That's right. You can at least go to a gas station and put gas in it if you had a regular car or even a hybrid, for crying out loud.
So when your battery runs dead on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere, you gonna call AAA and they're gonna bring a giant battery out there to charge it back up?
They'll bring a diesel powered truck with a diesel powered generator with diesel fuel to charge your electric car.
But you wait. They'll go to electric cars and all, and then all of a sudden, then you need solar power cars or something. There'll be something different. I mean, there'll be something different, and it's because people's invested their money in something else. Now they move on to something else to try to make money. It's all a money thing.
Yeah. And I managed to find two other things that I picked up. I picked up a Grand Moff Tarkin archive figure. I think I shared a picture of it on the group, but I didn't have one of him. I thought he's pretty cool. He comes with the little interrogation droid, the one that has the needle in it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was pretty cool. And then I picked up Luke's T-16 Skyhopper at Second Chance. That's from Power of the Force 2, I think is what it is.
Don't be killing no womp rats for that now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have womp rat, what do you call it, protection groups calling me up saying, you better quit that.
I'll tell you right now, the best figure I've seen so far from the Star Wars of the new releases was that Gamorrean Guard.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good figure.
That thing is fantastic.
Yeah.
I have the original Black Series Gamorrean Guard.
Yeah, I wish I got more than one.
Yeah. So
I'm getting to where
they're re-releasing figures that they made, several years ago, for like the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi or, whatever. So I'm trying to be the collector that I just need the one. I just need one good one. That's all that, whether it's a 6-inch or the, 3 3/4, whatever. I don't need every stinking, version that they release. I just want one.
And another thing got me about that series they just released. Why did they do another Lando Calrissian?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because the paint is slightly different on it, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's got new paint. It's got the new paint thing on the face and stuff. It looks a lot better.
If you look at his chest plate, it's a little different. It's because Walmart and Guessing they had one of each hanging right there.
Yeah, I saw where you.
Just hold out though. You'll get him on clearance. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Poor Lando, he don't get no love from nobody. Him and Endor Leia don't get no love from nobody. I mean,
they sell, they get bought, the people who want to buy them. But I don't know. I think they just make too many because it's like I bought one. I bought the Leia because they're original characters. People's going to buy them, but you know, it's kind of like the Indiana Jones thing. The way they got it packed, they got two of each figure, and they need one of each figure and four of Indiana Jones in that case.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to want Indy. That's who everyone's looking for. Indy. They'll pick everybody else up on clearance. So
you got to remember where these at. They're still in the toy section. And if you got a Lando and Skiff Guard, and you got a Leia with a Poncho, and you got a Gamorrean Guard, which one do you think a kid's going to buy? He's going to buy the Gamorrean Guard because it's a monster and it's cool.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Everybody loves pork.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, because when I was a kid, guess what was the first Star Wars figures I bought? Chewbacca, Walrus Man, Hammerhead, the creatures, because that's what was different about it, you know.
The aliens, because they were because they were like you say, they were monsters or creatures and something different. You know, they weren't people.
Exactly.
Well, since Phil brought this up, I'm gonna share this picture that I did a while back.
COVID-19.
Well, I mean, you think about it. Back, a couple years ago, it's like that's all they talked about was COVID. This is COVID. That's COVID. If you got diarrhea, that's COVID. If you got a cold, that's COVID. And my head hurts.
Yeah, Bill pattern baldness. That's COVID.
Yeah.
Is that what?
I know for a fact there was a guy killed on a motorcycle from a wreck, and they happened. I guess they tested his body and it tested positive for COVID-19, and it was listed as a COVID-19 death.
Yeah. Well,
I know that.
No, it wasn't the truck that ran him over, was it?
For 8 years, everything that happened was Obama's fault. And then it became everything was Trump's fault. And then now it had to be COVID's fault. So COVID's kind of gone. So now everybody just blames Biden on everything.
It ain't nothing Biden's fault.
We got to blame everything on something. I think we should start blaming on Corey because he's just kind of them guys. But so if you got male pattern baldness, it's caused Corey. So
Corey's fault.
Well, guys, my timekeeper in there is telling me it's time to call it.
Yes, sir.
About 3 minutes to 2 hours.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Bing, 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 bing.
So I guess
I'm sorry I showed up late. Like I said, I was helping my father-in-law. So, but I'm
you just wanted to make an entrance. That's all you want to do.
It's fashionably late, So.
Yeah. We know how you heretics work.
Well, hey, we're glad to have everybody on tonight. All the people that commented and watched tonight. That we appreciate the comments and the views. And I noticed our numbers continue to rise, so that's good. And
I noticed we had like 80 some odd views on the last one. I think we did.
And like I said, people mentioned, hey, they'd like to see some unboxing, so we give you some of that tonight. So anything,
come on with them ideas.
Yeah, just keep throwing out the ideas, and we'll roll with it and see what happens.
Give a shout out to Dave.
Yeah, Dave. Good to hear from you tonight, Dave.
We're thinking about it.
Yep. Hurry back.
Yeah, that was his last comment.
He's fading fast.
Fast.
He's like, man, y'all need to hurry up. I gotta go to bed.
All right. Hey, we appreciate all you guys that tuned in and watched it live, and you guys watching after the fact. We appreciate you too. Keep liking it, keep subscribing, and pass it along to your friends.
Yeah, the analytics say most of the people that watch our show are not subscribers, so please subscribe to the channel.
Please subscribe.
And comment.